Um, Next question is from Indie Fan for Life. What are your thoughts on the following feds? Chikara, IWA Mid-South, and BJW. Chikara is one of those promotions I do see from time to time. It's not one of those promotions I'm really into a whole lot. You know, they do some good stuff, and it is one of those good independents in the U.S. at this point. Not my favorite. You know, I would put Ring of Honor and PWG highly over it, but it is a good promotion, and like I said, it's one of those promotions I don't see as much as I would like to see it. Then IWA Mid-South. IWA Mid-South is one of those promotions that is kind of like the old ECW, where it gets generalized as just a hardcore company, where they do the hardcore stuff, and I think sometimes they go overboard with it, but at the core of it, you have a good mix of the hardcore ECW type of matches, and great wrestling involved as well. But obviously their most notable thing that IWA Mid-South has been doing for a long time now is the Ted Petty Invitational, and that's easily the best tournament in wrestling today. Possibly the only one that comes close is Bola, but I would still put the Ted Petty Invitational over it. And definitely it's a very good promotion, just like Chikara. Wish I could see it more than what I actually do see it. And BJW, I've seen some stuff of it. It's not really a promotion I'm into, but if you're a fan of hardcore wrestling and stuff like that, I pretty much feel it's one of those companies that does a lot of hardcore wrestling for no reason at all. But sometimes they do have some matches that build to something good. So if it's one of those if it's a hardcore match and it's built up for some reason because they have a long running feud, then I'm okay with it. But if it's a hardcore match just for the sake of a hardcore match, it's completely pointless. Unless it's a blood feud between a tag team or two wrestlers. So I mean, it has to be something in the case like that if you want to do frequent hardcore matches all the time. Then next question is from Clash 360. What do you think about Mr. Kennedy becoming big one day? Definitely, I think it's going to happen. Mr. Kennedy's one of those guys that I feel, just as long as he keeps everything okay and he doesn't fail any more wellness policy tests and he keeps that okay, I think WWE is going to be using him pretty well. And, he seems like a guy that, is built for the future for WWE. And, probably, within, 5 years, even more or even earlier than that, he probably could be, main event in WrestleMania. He's definitely one of those wrestlers that's built for the future for WWE, and definitely he is very good, and definitely is going to be, very big in WWE's eyes at some point. Like I said, just in case, just as long as he doesn't fuck it up and get a wellness policy violation again. Next question is from themushypea. I've always loved heels over baby faces in wrestling. At this moment, I think Edge is the best heel in the business today, bar none. Just wanted your thoughts on who you feel are the greatest heels presently and potentially in the future. As far as the greatest heel presently, obviously you got Edge, and I would probably put Nigel McGuinness either equal to him or a little above him, because Nigel McGuinness has been doing great as a heel during his title reign, and I think he's been doing a very good job. Edge, I would probably say, obviously, with it being WWE, obviously, is showcased more, so, obviously more people see him. And, Edge is one of those guys that, is probably going to be pretty much a heel for all his career. He's one of those guys that's so hateable that WWE, he's one of those guys that don't even have to really try that much to get a reaction from the crowd, that the crowd boos him. So, he's definitely a great heel. There's pretty much some other good heels. I feel, if booked a little good, and, I think Larry Sweeney, he could be a great heel at times, but he's one of those guys that's pretty much a tweener. Sometimes a lot of times he gets shared more than what he should have, even though he's playing the heel. And, Chris Hero, he's a great heel. And, Bryan Danielson is one of those guys, when he does play a heel during his Ring of Honor title reign, he did a great job. So, you got some good heels. And obviously, one other wrestler I'm forgetting about is Randy Orton. Randy Orton is, a great heel as well. So definitely those are presently probably the best heels going today. Randy Orton, Edge, and Nigel McGuinness. because really TNA I wouldn't say really has a really top heel, because you got Joe kind of being a tweener. Booker T's not completely hateable that much where he's hugely booed by the crowd. Kurt Angle at one point I will say was being great as a heel, but now he's kind of tweener-esque a little right now, where he's kind of mixed a little bit, even though he's pretty much it's hard to say if he's a heel or a face. I guess it's that whole TNA cross the line thing. And then next question is from lindsaymurdoch. Which of the Undertaker gimmicks do you like the best? And do you think they should bring back the American Badass gimmick for WrestleMania 25? I wouldn't like them. I did like the American Badass gimmick, but Undertaker is one of those characters where you see pretty much a evolution of the characters. You don't really see, with his characters, you do see remnants of his past gimmicks, but pretty much every gimmick that he changes new into, it's something different. So I don't think WWE will backtrack and go to the American Badass gimmick again. Possibly, something with a mix of that with the ministry, which I feel was his best gimmick was, when they did the corporate ministry gimmick, and he was, doing the whole ministry, and definitely that was, in my opinion, the best Undertaker gimmick of all time. And he's had a lot of other good gimmicks you could say as well, but that's probably been my favorite one though. And then next question is from JerichoHolic29. Hey, what is your outlook on the Undisputed Title now? Pretty much I'm thinking, you ask me, do I think, is there possibly going to be a chance that, is there ever going to be just an Undisputed Title and just one world title? And obviously that question is simply probably going to be no, and it's not going to change, because with the whole brand extension, even though some people might say they need to end the brand extension, it does make WWE a lot of money, because they make double the profit running, double the house shows with, separate talent for Raw and SmackDown. So it just makes them more money, so they're not going to end it. And if they did only have one world champion, I don't think they would do it, because, with, separate house show schedules, you ain't going to have, the world champion will get worn out, going on, all the house shows and, all the TV as well. So pretty much you're always going to see it be the brand extension, at least unless some dramatic change happens sometime in the near future. Then the last question is from Steve Nash, 1386. Who do you think Kane is referring to as the dead or alive thing? And the one thing I'm thinking is possibly could be Paul Bearer, could be Undertaker, but I don't think it's going to be that now with the rumor of the Edge versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, so it doesn't seem like it will be that. Another thing it could be, which, the whole burlap sack and the bag he's carrying around, could possibly be just the rebirth of the masked Kane. It could possibly be that, or, the fake Kane, even though, Festus is on SmackDown. They could do something like that. Pretty much, I think it might possibly be, Kane going back to being the masked Kane, but don't know how they're going to do that, because, now, he's bald. I don't know if they're going to go the route of the way they did, when he first took the mask off, when they had him, cut his hair. Are they just going to use a wig attached to the mask, or, are they just going to have him put the mask back on? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. And, yeah, that's it for the Q&A this week. Just send in your questions. I'll probably do another one either next week or the following week. Definitely got to say thanks for all the questions. I know this has been a pretty lengthy Q&A. Hope you enjoyed, and peace.